event that changed everything. The step still echoes greatly in the world. The event changed the world forever. No, it is not the American Revolution. It is the founding of the Roman Empire in 345 BC. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Alternate History Podcast. Today, we are going to ask the most impact question of the world. What if the Roman Empire never existed?
Remember me. Though I have to say goodbye, remember me.
The moment the Roman Empire was founded, everything changed. The Romans kicked the Greeks out of Italy. They fought the World War II of the ancient era, the Punic Wars. They killed Carthage, Greece, and many types of peoples in Europe. Made buildings the way they are today. Heck, without them, English wouldn't be a language. So it would be hard to imagine a world where the Roman Empire didn't exist. Heck, without them, Britain, France, Germany, Spain, Russia, Australia, and heck, even the USA wouldn't exist. Which means you. Yes, you wouldn't exist. Say thanks to the Romans. Now the history part is not 100% fact. I mean, we are going to have gods in this. So, thank you for understanding. The founding of Rome actually starts with the fall of Troy, as the survivors led by Prince Aeneas escaped with other survivors and fled to Italy, where they founded the city of Lavinium, and his son Ascanius founded the city of Alba Longa. It was ruled for generations until the king Numitor. He had a daughter called Rhea Silvia and a brother named called Amulius. Amulius was hungry for power, so he expelled his brother from the throne and forced his niece to become a Vestal Virgin priestess, so she could not have any sons that could throw him off the throne. But one day, the god Mars came down from the heavens and went down with his bad self and birthed Romulus and Remus. Scared for rivalry, Amulius called for a plan to throw the twins into the Tiber River. Not literally, they were put in a basket. The babies survived the river and washed ashore. A wolf sees two babies without a mother, so the wolf fed them with her own milk. Faustulus came along after a few years and took Romulus and Remus as his own. The kids did their duties, defended their own people, and shared pillaged goods with the rest of the people. For revenge, the bandits attacked them on the festival of the Lupercal and took Remus. He was imprisoned in Numitor's home, and he soon realized that he was the grandchild of him. Romulus then, with his followers, mounted a rescue, killing Amulius and giving the throne back to Numitor. The twins then decided to found their own city, where they were once left to die. But discord grew between the brothers when they tried to decide which hill to start building on. Romulus and his followers occupied the Palatine Hill, while Remus and his followers occupied the Aventine Hill. They waited for the gods to respond to settle their dispute. Then 6 vultures appeared on Remus's hill, while Romulus's side was given 12 vultures later. They then argued on what was more significant, being responded to first or the quantity of birds. In defiance, Remus jumped over Romulus's partially built wall, in which Romulus answered with violence, killing Remus, which then paved the way of founding the city in which he named after himself, Rome.
It's because of me. It's because of me.
Make this not happen, we are just going to change one thing. The Battle of Troy does not end with the Greeks coming out with a horse winning the battle. Instead, the siege continues, and eventually, the war should end.
Barry? is from another universe.
This has many changes on our world. Without the dominant force in Italy to unite the peoples, the Greek colony of Carthage has nothing in its way to control as much land as they want. Well, unless they go too far and eventually tribes push them back like what happened to the Romans in our timeline. The Battle of Troy happened in 1184 BC, but history would go the same way except of what happens in Italy. Alexander the Great is still a part of this history, so the invasions of that will still happen, but the Celts are never pushed to the British Isles. They'll still be on mainland Europe. China continues its long cycle. Long united must divide. Long divided must unite. Carthage, by the way, is a trading empire. Unlike the Romans who want bloodshed, Carthaginians just want to spread their trading influence. Most likely on the Celts. The Celts would not stay like they are, though. The Germans from the northern Germany are going to spread no matter what because of the Huns.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
The Italian peninsula would still be very diverse. In fact, most of Europe would actually be even more diverse, because in our timeline, the Romans were a thing, in which them invading Greece through land, Greece invaded Rome culturally. Because of this, Christianity is restricted to Eastern Mediterranean lands. There are Celts in the East, so they might be influenced, unlike the Celts in the West. Without a British power, India stays as an area of warring tribes. The Middle East is as chaotic as usual, and Europe in a mixture of religion everywhere. China continues its cycle, and the American African tribes stay the same. Modernization will still happen, but without a mix of cultures and architecture, it will be much, much slower. So to describe this whole world, it would be like how the American African tribes were before European stuff came along. And that's it for today's episode. I thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you next time.